All right. First of all, good evening. Hello, how are y'all? Now, I gotta come and talk about something. And you know what? This is something that for some reason this is really getting exposed in social media, which I am happy that this type of ignorance is being exposed right now. I'm actually happy about this. And I gotta tell y'all, um, so I was being body shamed until 5 o'clock in the morning because I'm not fat and overweight. Let's talk about it. Okay. I eat every single day. Luckily, unlike the haters want and desire, just to let y'all know, apparently High Priestess Jamila is so ugly. I'm so not nothing. But yet my haters pray for me to starve to death in the streets every single day. Luckily, my clients have been coming in droves. Luckily, my business has been doing quite well. Um, and so I can thank my spirits for that. I work with some very powerful male gods as well as female. Okay. So, I don't just work with female goddesses like some people do, which works for them for some reason because of this. The enemies have a strong desire, and those strong desires you have to have, especially when it's multiple people that are praying for your death over vanity, which is a stupid reason and very unrighteous. You would think that people would know better than that, but it just is what it is. But the one thing that it exposes is the ignorance in the Black community. So because I am not morbidly obese, I have AIDS. So apparently I have AIDS because I'm not morbidly obese, apparently. You know, and this is sad because me just camming up, just doing is something as simple as just camming up, okay, with no makeup, feeling good about myself. Apparently that's triggering for people. I'm gonna keep triggering you because you need to be triggered. Because guess what? I'm triggering you and you're the one that's upset about it. I've got to do it. I'm sorry. Like, apparently, you have a problem with me. And then all of a sudden, we're supposed to feel like large foreheads is a problem. I've always had the same forehead. Yeah. You know, uh, uh, yeah. I don't get it. But anyway, I want to talk about why so many Black people die early of heart disease. And coincidentally, amongst these people that I know about, a lot of them are like literally four different people in the past 3 years amongst that group have died of heart disease. Now, those people were not, all of them were not necessarily overweight, right? A few of them were, but a few of them had absolutely no understanding of how to protect themselves. So here's the thing about it, that to me has got to be social engineering, and it is the basis and the foundation of destruction of the Black community. Okay, because anytime you're trying to shame someone because they're not overweight, it's very dysfunctional. But I can tell y'all this, that throughout the years, let me just tell y'all a little bit about my weight journey. First of all, as an empath, I actually coincidentally my weight yo-yoed because of this, okay? Throughout my childhood, I've never been a big woman, never. I'm only 5'4". So there's no way I can be humongous. And people try to give you body dysmorphic disorder. I'm not falling for that. People with their disorders, they want to project that to other people, and it just is what it is. Body image is something that is a very sensitive topic that in a lot of communities, especially on YouTube, it is actually frowned upon in the YouTube algorithm to even mention the ED word. Okay. Just simply because it's such a sensitive topic. Okay. But here's what I've noticed is that when I became an adult, okay, I had my first child. I gave birth to my first child at the age of 23. Okay. No. How old was I when I had Ty? It's in the year 2000. I was 23. I was about 23. Yeah, 23, 24 when I gave birth to Ty. Okay. And when I'm pregnant, I always gain 70 pounds. I don't know. It just, that's my number. No matter what weight I start at, I always gain 70 pounds. Of course, that 70 pounds, at least over half of it goes away the moment that I give birth because the extra blood that my body has obtained, the extra water, my placenta seems to be extra larger than than normal. Because I've seen my placenta and I've compared it in size to other people's placenta, and my placenta is usually very large and heavy for some reason. I don't know why. It's weird. I noticed it with all four of my births. Anyway, um, but during those times, what I've noticed is that some of the women in particular around me some of the women in particular, when they would notice how I would bounce back from giving birth and actually lost the weight from birth, they would get jealous. And if I were to lose weight too quickly, somehow I done started smoking crack. This is literally the Black community. I'm gonna say it straight up and down. And this is very dysfunctional because what I did to lose weight back in those days, I actually used to have treadmills and stuff like that. I would buy treadmills, I would work out, and I would lose the weight. Right now, here lately, I've been dealing with an extremely negative person who has horrible body image issues, laziness, alcoholism, problems. And I went through things with my body last year that was very scary. I had lost a bunch of weight because I was working, losing weight, not necessarily having the best diet, and it had an effect on my skin. Basically, the only thing was wrong with my skin is that I needed to lose weight, get my collagen built up. And so I've done that. I've actually managed to do that in the past 3 months, where this Black maniac, this Black man, has been trying to hold me hostage using social media. Absolutely ridiculous. And if you are in on that, or allowing that person to get away with that, you are going to reap what you sow, straight up and down. Because I'm no longer helping someone supposedly disrespect their wife. I'm not doing that. And y'all know that I've always stood on principle when it came to that. I don't deal with married men. I never have dealt with married men. And this so-called married man said, I'm going to force you to deal with me. So if the community wants to allow that, then you'll have to suffer the consequences of your problems. Okay. And so, especially when I'm not welcoming that energy and never have welcomed it. If it was something that I wanted, it would be different, right? If I wanted the married man, it would be different. But I don't want him. So you're basically essentially a rapist, in my humble opinion. You're a rapist. You are. Anyway, at the end of the day, first of all, a lot of people probably look at the situation and they see it as a source of stress. This is where High Priestess Jamila is very, very keen on protecting my energy from stress and stress management. I do that with earth, air, fire, water, and spirit, right? So at the end of the day, all of the people that are coming at me, in particular, very overweight Black people who are thrusting their negativity at me, because for some reason, being fat, it is an assumption that being fat and overweight is the way that's a sign that you're making it, right? Notice how everybody that's coming at me talking about, somebody even said I was dying. My heart is actually very healthy. Just losing 5 pounds, we all know, lowers the blood pressure significantly. Just losing 5 or 10 pounds, 20 pounds. I don't have a scale, but I'm going to estimate my weight as being at least, I believe I'm about 150, which according to the BMI is actually a little overweight, but I'm good. I'm about 150 pounds, I think. Okay. This person stated that I was dying. No, you're dying of heart disease. You're very overweight. You're very overweight, and you're on this website discussing how your blood pressure has went up so high that you can't even see straight. What is up with people that fall into denial? That time that you spent, listen, that time that you spent up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, hawking and stalking somebody, you should have been working out. You did your body no good, not to mention the fact that half of the Black community, because of Dr. Sabi, mistakenly stopped drinking milk. Now, listen, milk is a very high controversial topic. I personally, I honor the cow. I eat all parts of the cow and I drink the cow's milk. Milk is actually what a lot of these people need just to soothe their anxiety and this impulse problem that they have, to where they need to sit and attack people for hours, sitting there, blood pressure high, your medications are not helping. You can't just participate in the most drastic stuff, very highly emotional, and think I'm going to take a medication and this is going to counteract it. Do you know how many people are on blood pressure meds that die anyway? A lot of the people in the past decade that take blood pressure medicine have died early anyway. Why is that? So I'm not speaking about big pharma or the medical industry. I'm not speaking negatively, but I'm sorry. It's all about your lifestyle. And lifestyle doesn't, to me, doesn't even have anything to do with smoking cigarettes, even though it can. You know, smoking cigarettes can have a negative effect on your health. Absolutely. It can affect the way your skin looks. It can affect a lot of things. Okay. It can. It can cause heart disease. And I do smoke cigarettes. Okay. My heart always, I'm talking about 24 hours a day. First of all, I'm an empath and I'm very intuitive. If it were something wrong with my heart, I would know it, I would feel it, and I would go and I would seek assistance with that. Okay. My heart 24/7 feels great. I never feel like something is wrong with my heart. Never. Why is that? And I smoke cigarettes because I don't participate in that kind of hate. And then that kind of ignorance. Y'all need to stop listening to those people. Straight up and down. I don't care how much you like them. It's early death. It's early death. I'm sorry. I wouldn't even want to be in that frequency. And there's no psychic attack. There's no spell that they can do that's going to kill me and drop me dead. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. First of all, we need to go and figure out what's going on with the mental illness, to where this random person in social media that you've been obsessed with has caused you to become so hateful. I haven't done anything to create that. I'm just speaking what is, because these people have done a lot. These people have literally, because I exist, they've made up lies, they've made up rumors. They have literally tried to ruin me and my children's lives because of their jealousy and hatefulness. So please believe that we gonna talk about that. And they, listen, what people hear when they hear me is they hear somebody with affluence and accolades, someone they can trust. When they look at you as an adult throwing a temper tantrum, they do not respect you. It doesn't matter. Listen, there have been many, many families that have went through a lot. Some of those families I have assisted spiritually. You're sitting around trying to state these negative affirmations about people and their children. Please believe that the gods are listening and they're going to make sure that it always falls on deaf ears. What you're doing, you're not a psychic. What you're doing is you are trying to speak negative things over people's family because you're jealous of their mother. And you know what? This is no longer going to be covered up by bullshit and lies. People should not respect you. If you are a person that came to this platform and decided, I'm going to run anybody into the ground because I'm jealous of them and I'm going to attack their kids, you have a problem and nobody can trust you. Nobody. You're crazy. But at the same time, why is it that every generational curse known to man seems to be manifesting through these people's voices? I've been out in the community in the Atlanta area and in the Georgia area, and a lot of the people that I have spoken with, their family has went through things, and they now have a house. Why is it that Jamila? Oh, you're gonna die out in the street. Your kids are gonna die. You're gonna do this and da, 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 and everything is all bad. And you don't have a future. And da, 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 da. You know why you keep saying that? You keep saying that because you're jealous. And I can promise you that, hun, the person that literally wished death on me said I was dying because I'm not fat and overweight. I can honestly tell you that that's backwards, hun. If you are very overweight, please believe that it's a bunch of extra pressure on your heart, your lungs, and even your brain. I mean, literally dissecting, oh, and your skin and your this and your that and da 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 da. And it's obvious my skin is very pink, isn't it? Oh, you have dark circles under your eyes. Well, honey, I was born with these dark circles under my eyes. Oh, well, is something wrong with you? No, it's not. There's nothing wrong with me. There is, however, something wrong with you, something terribly wrong with your brain. And I have seen people with mental health psychoses go down. Like honestly, like you're gonna tell me that, and I have no makeup on, no stitch of makeup on, but oh my God, I'm supposed to believe that there's something wrong with me. And I'm supposed to believe that in the whole world that's watching you because they know you talking about your girl, that bitch, that this is the truth. Oh, I see what they're talking about. No, nobody sees what you're talking about. If I have ever seen a group of people that are headed for darkness and self-destruction, it's so obvious. Who are you trying to convince of this? And you think that just because you're in a group, because again, haters, they typically have to run in packs. I'm one person, one woman, and I've been carrying my children and my grandchildren on my back. Please believe that I have nothing to prove to anybody. Everybody already knows. Everybody already knows. And we done shut down the psychic vampirism too, and psychic, all of that. We done shut it all down over here because we tired of it. First of all, get some self-esteem. But then again, I want to say to the Black community, why are y'all embracing the same dysfunction that has killed your family members for generations? I have a client right now that is going through what do you call that, dialysis? And I have every understanding that my client is going to live a very long time and heal her kidneys. I know that she is, right? Guess what? One element that my client has is that she is not overweight. She is literally doing everything that she's supposed to. If you're overweight, you're putting more pressure on your kidneys. Now, I understand a lot of us women, we like to be thicky thick, and I am a little thick. But sometimes too much thickness is too much, right? It's too much. It's putting extra weight on the kidneys and the liver and the heart and the lungs and the blood vessels. Okay. So whenever you get through, that's just the way that it is. How about this? How about you stop being so intrusive and grapey and stop trying to intrude on people's bodies? This is the one thing we got to ask a question. Why are you discussing this person's body? What is this? This is weird. A person's relationship with their body and their temple is no business of yours. That's just like when it comes to overweight people. I don't impede on overweight people. I'm speaking about it right now because I was literally being body shamed for not being fat. Keep in mind, I've been in this world for 47 years. And I've had a long time to peep the ignorance of people. A lot of people, when you lose weight and you get in shape, people get jealous. Fuck those people. I'm going to tell you why you need to say fuck those people and don't take it lightly. Because when you lose weight and you get your body in shape, you're doing the best thing for your body. Those people would love for you to be, what do you want me to die of an obesity related disease? This is why I have problems trusting people that show that kind of hatred. This is not about vanity. This is about health. So a bunch of people that are either overweight or underweight or possibly using drugs are going to have a 12-hour conversation about my health when all of them are very unhealthy and probably had to go to the hospital today to get checked out because they're very unhealthy. Please explain this to me. Make this make sense. And why is it that the complete ignorance of the Black community keeps showing up to Jamila? Why do y'all keep worrying me with it, knowing that every single day I invoke everything that's gonna freaking destroy you, and then you keep crying about it? You think I'm gonna sit up there and allow you to do harm to me? I think that everybody, not just Black folk, but white folk, everybody needs to be consciously aware of the silent killer. Let me tell you what the silent killer is. The silent killer is those silent haters. They are literally thinking and speaking of illness to you if they have any reason to either be jealous of you or want to control you. This is sad, but it is the truth. You don't necessarily have to hurt those people. Those people hurt themselves. But you got to understand that energy, you can't see energy. So this is the reason why you have to understand one of the reasons why I haven't died. You know, I've had enough hatred thrown at me that should have killed me. It has only been through the grace of my gods and my spirits that I am even still here. Because a few years ago, I'm going to tell y'all historically, I believe this happened in like 2022. I opened up one of their lives to flag them. And I felt this energy that was so bad to the point where it felt like my brain was melting. And I immediately closed it out. I didn't even bother to flag it. I just immediately closed it out and I listened to brain healing frequencies immediately. And I do not agree with people like this being on YouTube. And you know what? These people, often these sick, they're mentally and they're physically sick. They use my name to get people's attention. Why? Because they want to hurt as many people as possible. I'm telling y'all the MO of these people. You can either accept it or not. It'll be your funeral. It'll be your life that'll be fucking wrecked, not mine. I'm gonna tell you straight up and down that all of those people are bitter. They're angry. They're mad at the world. They hate everybody, but yet they use people to get other people's attention. Stop watching it. It is literally a cesspool of negativity, is all that it is. This is why I've told my following it does not matter if that maniac, he is nobody to me. He's not my husband. He has no power whatsoever. Stop listening to that person. That person is not even the father of any of my children. He will fall flat on his damn face. He's a miserable person. Stop watching that specifically. If you notice that nobody else comes on this platform and talks about me, it's been these same people. I want everybody that loves themselves, that follows me, all of my people that are still on this channel. I want you, I don't care where you think you're at spiritually, please do not fall for the okey doke of listening, because I don't. Last night, like I said, I went to sleep, but then also I watched a movie. I'm those of you that I care about and I love, please understand what you are looking at. Now, I can sit here all day and night and I can protect, but like honestly, a lot of the stuff that they try to project through these airwaves, we can block it. But a lot of you guys that are watching, getting upset, saying, "Oh, this is not fair," for them to say that, I appreciate your support and your love, but you know what? It ain't worth it. Don't even watch it, because what those people are projecting out is hate, and they want everybody to get that hate. No, he is not a good person. He is not. That is a lie. He tried to find out my whereabouts so that he could again give my information to a maniac in Chicago, a couple of other maniacs in California, so that he could harass me. This man is not a good person. He's not. It's always been and it always will be. Energy is everything. Stop watching it. Just because me and him had a personal relationship with each other does not mean that he's worth watching. Stop watching him. He's a liar and he's a fraud. Not only that, he's going to suffer for the lies, the sexual lies that he made up about me 12 years ago. He's going to always suffer. That's why he's taking blood pressure medicine right now. His blood pressure going to be up and he's going to end up dying of congestive heart failure. He knows it intuitively. The fact that he is even still talking about it, doing things like that, they know that y'all can be a victim. A lot of people have fallen victim to that. All of that stress. Ask them why. Ask them why. Why is it so important for them to do that? And see, spirit is shutting down their little operation of evil. This is a fact. It hurts them to know that what they have done and have tried to do to others, just because they're evil and diabolical, using my image and my name to hurt innocent people. And it's not going to change. Those people are just evil. And spirit is about to force it. They are about to force it because way too many people are getting sick and dying. If you notice after you listen to one of their 12-hour conversations, you all of a sudden you don't feel well. Is that Jamila's fault? Jamila told you to stop listening to it. Why do you go? I'm going to ask people a question. Why do you go to places that are going to make you sick? And do you think that coming to my channel where you're going to get healing energy? Notice how y'all know the Regna Terre Cantata Deo Salati. So you notice I ain't did that. I'm not doing it because you need to be disciplined with that. You need to quit going and watching those people. You're hurting yourself. You're inviting that negativity in to your spirit. And it ain't going to hurt nobody but you. It's going to hurt those people, and it ain't going to hurt nobody but you. Those people need to be banned from the internet. Honestly, I believe that if the Georgia Police Department actually would have done their job, but you know what? Sadly, it's a bunch of black people, and the black man that is facilitating it said, don't nobody give a damn about us because we black. But you know what? Give a damn about yourself. Check your damn self. The police shouldn't have to always regulate you people. And I do speak and say you people because yes, I am a better person than you. Yes, I am. The police shouldn't have to come at you with guns and water hoses to regulate your foul behavior. I said it, and I'm a black woman. And you can't say that I'm less black than you because of my features on my face. That's why you want to say I'm funny looking and something wrong with me. Trust me, I'm very familiar with some people in the black community. I have never, ever, ever in my life shown cruelty to black people whatsoever. But I gotta be honest and tell y'all the truth. Y'all need to check yourself. The fact that y'all running around here doing stuff like that, and then the next thing you know, you trying to call the police. None of y'all have the right to call the police because you set yourself up for it. In fact, the police shouldn't be trying to protect anybody except for me and my children. You're not a victim. You're actually causing the problems. You have sat over on your platforms and falsely tried to create hatred for me. Now, it has been months, and I have exact proof and evidence that these people have been telling a lie. And for what was it ever worth it? What's wrong with you just admitting that you lied on me? You know what? If that's not on my heart, that's on your heart. When you tell a lie on somebody, that lie sits on your heart like 10,000 tons. And ain't no blood pressure medicine, no nothing gonna help you. Because there are spirits and gods that can control the pharmaceuticals. You are not gonna be helped by moringa powder or none of that. Ain't none of that gonna help you because you shouldn't have lied on an innocent person. Trying to mess someone up socially, romantically, literally decided, I want to mess this person up socially. I want to push men away from this person. I want to push friends away from this person. You're not going to ever get away with it. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. What you need to do is you need to, I'm going to tell you something. What you need to do is learn how to actually heal yourself is what you need to do because you have been given grace and love, and you know what? You have ran out of that. Now, luckily, we have kept a very close eye on the innocent people Like, not only have you tried to harm me and my family, but also the innocent bystanders. You are wrong, and you will never be supported, not by the Orishas. Shango ain't gonna help you. It ain't gonna never happen. Your Maya ain't gonna help you. Oshun ain't gonna help you. Ain't nobody gonna help you. This is on you. Everybody that you have negatively affected mentally and spiritually deserves to be set free of this bull crap. And you know what? Another thing, the ignorance was thick. Like I said, the ignorance was thick last night, to the point where I'm gonna tell y'all something. Whenever I would go on my weight loss journeys throughout the years, I would vlog about it. And as soon as this maniac found my channel, which somebody knew him and knew how diabolical of a person, how horrible of a person that he is, this guy actually started to shame me, what he would do. Because when I first started out on YouTube, I would make weight loss vlogs, just needing to lose about 20, 30 pounds. And I would make watch me shrink videos, and a lot of people enjoyed my channel. A lot of people. And you know what? I want to get back to that. I do. In fact, me and my sons were talking about that video game Injustice that we really like, because I like the character Raven on there, because I like, and my son was filling me in on her father and stuff, and how Raven actually hates her father. I didn't even really know that. But I'm into video games and stuff. And years ago, we actually had a family gaming channel. We would do gaming from our channel. And so we want to get back to that. Even though I'll still be doing my witchy vlogs and my uploads and my readings, we would like to do that as a family. I had a lot of viewers. Like, my last channel had over 6 million views when it was flagged down by that group of people. So a lot of people enjoyed my family vlogs. But what I was going to say about that is that this person would literally take my watch me shrink videos, and he would purposely skip past the ones where you can see where I got myself in shape and was showing progress. And he would show the ones where I was a little bit more overweight. He would show the beginning. And it's like, do you not understand how weird that is? Like, I remember all of that. I don't forget nothing. Like, what's wrong with you? Why are you going around the internet? You're a black man. You're going around the internet attacking a woman, trying to body shame a black woman. Why do you think it's okay to do that? And it's because he's surrounded by black women and other women that are okay with that. Well, all of them need to go and fix their self-esteem and do a self-love spell. Because anytime you so messed up in your head that a person has to spend hours of their time talking negatively about a woman, her kids, her life, her skin, her head, her shoulders, her eyeballs, I got to dissect you like a goddamn frog and talk crap about you. It's something wrong with you and not that person. And this is what every intelligent person knows about it. Now, I'm going to tell you straight up and down, you are just a hater because, hon, do you not think that my clients have not dealt with people and are not dealing with people just like you? And you understand that me just simply coming on here camming up the way that I'm doing right now proves that you have no damn power? Oh, is something wrong with the way that I look right now? Come on now, I just don't have no makeup on. Otherwise, I look perfectly fine. I'm not going to tell you what my secret is, to be honest with you. And you think that going and speaking for 2 or 3 hours talking bad about somebody is somehow going to decimate my clients and make people not come to me, even though most of my clients, why would my clients listen to you? They're going to listen to me. Yeah, you know what? I've had clients that have been attacked by evil eye women. Yeah. And you know what? It will start to affect the way that you look and feel. Those clients can come straight to me, right to me, and we'll reverse it. I'll give them tips on what to do, give them instructions to do at home, and the next thing you know, bada boom, bada bing. You ain't badass. You ain't nothing. Whatever it is that you think that you can do to people, it can be undone. And you ain't convincing nobody. So yeah, just in case there's clients out there. I mean, I've got clients that have love requests. I have clients that have money requests. I have all of that. You can't stop that. Right? So, but yeah, there are a few clients that I have, and I'm gonna tell you something, it is dire. I mean, the low, hey Trinity, the low value that these types of women feel within themselves I mean, it's pathological. And you know what they'll say? They'll say, well, I have a boyfriend or a husband. I feel sorry for that man. I actually feel sorry for anybody that's to be bothered with that. Can you do the obvious, which is unsub from a person's channel? Nope, you're obsessively watching that person. And please don't even think about going to your candles, trying to light a candle. You gonna light a candle and make Jamila ugly. It'll be a cold goddamn day in fucking hell. You gonna make me ugly? Girl, bye. So a lot of people need to really know and see what they do. Here's the tactic, the common tactic that's already been destroyed that they do. They do what they do. What's at the foundation is their low self-worth, right? Then they got to start telling lies about your family. Then you rape somebody, you traffic somebody, you're a pedophile, huh? Oh, well, I'm going to make it look like it's the truth by actually exposing somebody that is lower value. So if I'm telling the truth about that person, I must be telling the truth about Jamila. No, hon, no. You are never going to get away with it. And today is your day of reckoning. Try to go live for hours and do it again. We dare you. We dare you to bother these nice people anymore about it. We dare you to do it. Because there's some pretty important people that come to me that need my help. Especially being that you're trying to mix it with these so-called pseudo witches and trying to make it look like you got the power to hurt somebody. Listen, you don't. The thing of it is, as a high priestess, is that we all know that everything that people go through, even the journey that I am on back home, we know that that is a personal thing between them and their spirit guides. What do? We support and we make sure that you are listening to your actual real spirit guides. There's no person, if unless you are somebody that is stubborn, that refuses to listen to your spirit guides, unless you're somebody that's stubborn and unfortunate to where those people can do that too. And they've done it to probably at least one person. And it seems like to me that one person's ancestors is kicking a mud hole in their asses. It's so many different types of witches out here in the spiritual community. Fairy witches, empathic witches, psychic witches. You know, for you to infiltrate the spiritual community in this kind of way, you are in violation and you will always be. And ain't nobody got to respect you, especially when y'all come up in here trying to force religion, force people to mix religion. Literally, they're trying to force people to mix religion with magic, which is a violation. So you always gonna have problems. There's nobody that has to do spiritual work or get spiritual work that has to go and say, God, forgive me. There's nobody that has to do that. That's a lie. So the lies have been spoken, and I'm here to tell you the truth. We are on a totally different pantheon of spirits and gods. I don't have to perform a magical ritual or a spell to help somebody or to help myself and go and say, God, forgive me for being a witch. Clearly, the God that created me to be a witch for a reason. But this is the type of ignorance that we got going on. In fact, why would I mix religion? Why would I worship Yahweh when Yahweh has stated that that his people are not supposed to even practice? So why would I need to acknowledge that at all? Because I'm starting to. My theory is that tracing the theory of where that God even comes from. I'm starting to believe that it's a shadow planet God, Rahu, or either K2, because when you look at the Indians and you look at the people that practice Hinduism, which I love Hinduism. In fact, that is the only religion that I would ever mix with my practice as a witch would be Hinduism. When you look at the beliefs in Hinduism, they don't worship Yahweh. Hindus don't worship Yahweh. Japanese people don't worship Yahweh. Native Americans don't worship Yahweh. Why are y'all trying to force people to worship Yahweh? If you are happy with worshiping Yahweh, then go and do it. But in my humble opinion, I feel that it's something that speaks to me that those particular gods came from shadow planets, which would be Rahu and K2, which both of those are malevolent planets. And they're not even planets, they're just shadow planets. Why, even if I needed to go there and conjure any level of malevolency or strength or power against an enemy that refused to stop attacking me, I wouldn't go there. I would go somewhere else. So a lot of these people that are in the spiritual community, especially the older ones, maybe you need to brush up on your knowledge. Maybe you need to understand planetary alchemy. Or the reason why you don't want to do that is because you don't want to touch those other gods, because they're going to show you the way. They're going to show you the error that you have made against people. The crimes that they commit against humanity, what we go to, and what our deities, what our spirits teach us, especially when I talk to you guys about um, the Goesha. Those demons, you want to call them demons, they are connected to planets. So you can't come on here and continuously be problematic and disruptive to people that understand and know how to make it do what it do and know where to go. And you gossiping about somebody ain't going to change that. You lying on somebody is not going to change that. Especially some corners are going to get turned. Oh my God, it's y'all. Pluto is going into retrograde in 2 days. Does any of these people know what the fuck to do when Pluto goes into retrograde? Nope. They'll be online gossiping and doing shit that ain't going to do nothing but fuck them over. What we know over here to do with Pluto in retrograde, that I'm loving Pluto in retrogrades energy, and I'm not telling nobody publicly what I know, the energy shifts that are going to happen and occur when Pluto goes into retrograde. Now, keep in mind, we are already in the pre-shadow phases of Pluto retrograde. And people will say, Pluto, Earth, all that. Here's what they'll say: Earth is flat and none of it exists and none of it is real. And then that's when we know that they lost their mind and they lost. Because we all know that the moon is real. We know that the sun is real, unless you've lost all feeling throughout your body. At night, we can feel the coldness and the stillness of the moon. During the day, we can feel the warmth and the healing energy that comes from the sun. We know that these planets are real and they are radiating this energy. Why is it that people would choose? I don't think that they're choosing. I think that they're being highly manipulated. Why would you choose to deal with a person that has literally cut off the powers of the sun, has said, well, the sun ain't real and the sun is evil? Uh, That really? The sun ain't real. The sun ain't evil. They've created a sun. They're doing something when these planets are radiating all of this energy, everything that we need, excuse me, from the universe comes through the sun and the moon. And you're going to join a spiritual community that literally has no idea, gets all of their information. I can promise you, they taking notes. All of my enemies are taking notes about what I'm saying, and they can say, oh, the sun and the moon and da 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 da. But for them to actually connect with that, they can't do it because they're too busy obsessing about trying to hurt me and my innocent babies that I love very much. You can't replace the real with the fake, somebody that really doesn't know what they talking about, somebody that literally, if you knew the powers of the universe, you would not have any fear that would keep you attacking High Priestess Jamila and her innocent children. Are you crazy? You would already be tapped into those energies. And this is when people, they can have a platform and they start leading people astray. It's ridiculous. How many of y'all know actually what Pluto in retrograde is going to do for us? Everybody that is a spiritualist or occultist or into spirituality should be excited about this. Why are you not excited about this? You're not excited about this because there's people and you're under the wrong influence. How many people out there actually know how to do a crown of success ritual? Not many. I would say that probably about half know exactly what a crown of success ritual is and how to do it and what it involves. The alchemical properties of a crown of success ritual. What is it that it actually is? This is the reason why y'all going to people and their crown of success rituals are not working for you, because they're not connected to the actual energies that even make a crown of success ritual work. So then we go through these cycles. Oh, well, this is not working because I was too afraid to learn. A lot of us that have learned, this has been a learning process for many of us. A lot of us that have learned these things, now we know, especially if you're working with Pluto, Santa Muerta, you know what Santa Muerta is about and what she can do in her power. I'd be scared of her if I was people, and not because she can kill you, but just the just what she does. Oh my goddess. I can't be nothing but grateful and thank you to La Santísima Muerta. She is a great and powerful teacher and ally that I think for me goes back for me lifetimes. I believe that, and I don't believe that. I know that because I've actually sat back, not only worked with these deities, but then looked at the origins and confirmed some of the deities I don't have a past life connection to. They're new, but a lot of them, when it comes to Santa Muerta, I have a past life connection with her because all of us were not black. That's another thing that the black community has got to quit staying stuck on. You're taking one chunk of black people's history with your anger and you're saying, oh no, I was just black in every lifetime. I was actually Spanish in a couple of my lifetimes. Does that make me hate myself as a black person now? No, it doesn't. Just because I can acknowledge that. And so, being that Santa Muerta is very popular amongst the Spaniards and Spanish people, that's how I have my connection with her. And just because I've manifested in this life as a black person doesn't mean that I can't work with her. She loves me. She's taught me so much. Oh my God, I could cry thinking about Santa Muerta. For people to try to use her as a weapon, get disgusted by it. She's disgusted by it. Another deity that I can think of would be a deity like Yamaya. I have a past life history with Yamaya. I don't always choose to work with Yamaya, even though every time I get in that shower, I feel her presence. Very beautiful goddess. Do I work with them all the time? No, I don't. Because that's a religion. And so I'm not trying to adapt to the religious aspects of it. And these deities understand that. They don't want to put me under that kind of control. But when it comes to Yamaya as well as Anwu Miller, those are deities that I can call to any time that will ultimately protect me. And then the other one would be Shango. But then another one would be Elegua. So having hundreds of people coming at me and several houses of enemies, because I believe that a lot of my enemies went to several different people to try to curse me and my family. I have no reason to fear you or your emotional bullshit. Okay. So we need to cut the crap and stop being fake and stop fake trying to fake people out. The truth of the matter is that I have never been a threat to anybody. Literally, just a person that came on here, to spread my sunshine to people and love. And people tried to make it and surround me with hate. And you was wrong for what you're doing. And you know what? When you dealing with Jamila, when you dealing with me and my loved ones, you gotta decipher right from wrong. You may not be that may not be the case for the people that you have around you, but when it comes to Jamila, you're gonna have to choose between right and wrong, and you're gonna have to do right by me because I have that grace. So I'm sorry, like this is getting ridiculous. Like what I want to happen and what is gonna happen is that the consciousness of people is not gonna fall for this crap anymore. Like we need to really honestly, this is old news. This is old and tired and stupid. The crap that people have been doing, the same thing over and over again. And now at this point, everybody should be insulted for you taking their time and their energy at this point, using my name, trying to blame it on me. That's another thing that the enemies will do when they get stuck on this gang stalking coalition bull crap, is that their target, they're trying to use Psalms, and then they're also trying to use Leviticus, the spirits and the energy of Leviticus, to force their target to be blamed for their acts. And that's something that ain't gonna fly either, ever. And we sick of it. I'm sorry, hon, if you were in somebody's chat last night proclaiming that I'm dying because you're upset about something and have crazy. You people should know that you have literally lost your mind and that you cannot be trusted or depended upon. Okay. And this is a fact. And if you were not doing what you're doing and then using fear mongering on people, which you're wrong for doing that, you know, and so this is what I want to say to y'all about this Pluto in retrograde. Oh my God. When you come to a spiritualist or a witch, especially one like myself, you are on your spiritual journey that is personal between you, yourself, and your deities. The moment you start to involve other people and become obsessive about those other people, which is mainly one of the things that I preach to my clients, because when we do these rituals to dead a situation, to say, you know what, this situation is no more, you as a client have to accept that the enemy is taken care of. See, you yourself want to continue to think about them, you want to empower them, you want to wake it up, and you got to stop doing that. Because after we get rid of the enemies that have bought you all this spiritual warfare, now your mind has to accept that it's gone. Remember, I've been telling y'all that for years. That's a part of my spiritual counseling that I give to my clients. You have got to stop obsessing over this situation and look forward to the future. Because if your mind is stuck on obsessing on someone else, you cannot manifest. You cannot manifest. Once I've done a ritual where I've said, hey, it is done, we are no more, you're not going to wake this back up. And that's exactly what people can do. So it's important for a lot of people to understand that, because a lot of people are like, well, I just want, a lot of y'all look at that situation and y'all tired of it. We all are. And y'all wondering, why are these people still here? No, it's not about why they're still here. Why are you still listening? If you were not willing to listen, they wouldn't still be here. They're here because you're listening. And then you're listening in vain because, you're not even bothering to flag their channels for community violations. And I feel bad for the people that are dealing with that, because one thing I can tell you is that you're dealing with is possession. by those people's spirits and ancestors are possessing you, but they're not serving you. And that's sad. That it can be something as simple as I looked at this one video. This man, I'm gonna share some of the cooking videos that I be seeing. This man rolled up some kind of meat and he put like some kind of, I mean, it looked, I mean, it, you could tell it was delicious, right? When you go and look at a channel like that and a vlogger like that, guess what? That is serving you because now you know how to make this delicious dish. Why go and watch people that don't serve you? Because they're talking about Jamila? Makes no sense at all. I wouldn't waste my time at all. That's the advice that I'm giving to y'all. Don't waste your time at all. And I think that the reason why people were watching is because they wanted information. Did she hook up with him? Did she meet up with him? Did they have sex? Hey, you got to get over that perversion because no, I did not. The answer is absolutely not. You're not going to be able to get any correct information. Those people have been known to lie, and they've started lying. One of the other ones, because there's four males that are active right now, four males that are actively active. One of them claimed that I was on the phone with his girlfriend, and I told his girlfriend that I wanted to perform a sexual act on him. Now, of course, that never happened ever, but they say it, and for what? Out of desperation because they want to tell you a lie to try to validate themselves. Well, my question would be, why aren't you enough? If you a power couple, you shouldn't have to tell lies and claim Jamila. Simple. There's no king and queen that ever behave that way. None whatsoever. Kings and queens don't behave that way. Somebody that is of high status socially doesn't do things like that. Okay. So just FYI, and it's disgusting, and y'all should respect y'all ears more than that. I personally can't sit around and listen to a dirty man talk about his penis for hours. And, I wouldn't want or welcome that kind of sexual energy. And one of them tried to make it look like it was Asmodee, and Asmodee would throw you out of the building. Asmodee would end your relationship. Asmodee will cause chaos and fighting within your relationship. You come at him about some shit like that. I know Asmodeus. And he ain't playing that crap. Y'all remember last week? I think it was like last week or the week before that. Um, Somebody came in here talking about Asmodee is after you. I'm like, oh, I have a pact with Asmodee. That's one of the reasons why your little bullshit ain't really working. So anyway, the point that I'm making with this is that the going back to the original topic that I was talking about with seeing all of these black people die literally of heart related diseases. You think that it has something to do with their medication that they didn't take? You think that it has something to do with whether or not they drank a little bit too much? That could affect your heart, absolutely. It has a lot to do with the energy that they are in, the chaos that is within their heart. As a witch, And a healer, when I tell them, hey, you can get rid of that, they tell me I'm the devil. So you know what I do? I focus on the people that I can help. Oh, that's the devil you're telling me about. It's pathological. And I think that at some point, the turning point for those people it has been history, and then allowing other people to get them down. You can't allow other people to get you down. You think when they go on these excursions for hours and hours, you think that that ever bothers me at all? You think I would let any of these people in social media bring me down for 1 second? I don't. Not ever. And trust me, they have. I mean, when it's comparable to the journey of Fulan Divide. Let me tell y'all about the story of Fulan Divide. And I believe that when I watched this movie originally 20 something years ago, actually one of the movies that they made about her has been outlawed. You can't find that movie anywhere in America because it was so gritty. It was the true depiction of what that woman went through. So Fulan Devai ended up being the president of India, right? And we all know that in those parts, like literally the gang grapes that happen over there are horrific and just overkill. I mean, it is awful. So Fulan Devai came from a poor family in India. Her father sold her for a cow to a rich man, right? To feed his family. And Fulan was so sweet that she still forgave her father and still loved her family. And I think that that is what gave her so much honor. What ended up happening is that she was sold to this man at the age of 11. In this movie that they made about her, they didn't show, but that you could hear this old man graping this 11-year-old child, right? So that's where the movie starts. And basically, she's being, for some reason, treated like garbage in the community, right? Like people just treating her like garbage, like a slave. Probably because she came from a poor family, which I don't agree with that at all. I don't agree with that at all. Okay. Um, but she got treated like dirt, and she eventually ended up running away from her husband because, of course, the husband, I don't remember in the movie whether or not he had like multiple women. I don't remember if he had multiple women or multiple wives. But she ended up running away, and he ended up sending people after her. There is a scene in that movie where the Indian police, to get back at her, to punish Fulan Devai for running away from her husband, they raped her all night long. In the movie, you can see where these men, a lot of different men, are coming in and out of that jail cell where they were holding her captive, and they were raping her all night long. And these are the type of men that I hate. So I would never put no woman through that, even if it was my worst enemy in the world. I would never do that to another woman. I have principles and I have convictions about things of that nature, right? So what Fulan Devai went through, she went through that, and her cousin ended up coming to the jail and helping her get out. She ran into this gang member who fell in love with her, right? So she ran into a gang member that fell in love with her. And it was so sad. They ended up killing her man. because he loved her. They ended up killing her man. But what Fulan Devai ended up doing was she lined up all as many of those men as she could and lined them up, the Indian police, and shot all of them execution style. It's in the movie. It's a very good movie. They outlawed it in America, and I don't even know why they ended up outlawing it. Like literally, you cannot. You would have to have that movie either on VHS or either if you burned it to a CD, right? Because the movie is no longer available. You can't sell it. It's illegal to sell it anywhere in the US, which to me is sad because women need to see that movie. And you men are not going to turn women into your goddamn sex slaves. And you know what? You can try to conjure as Mode if you want, as Mode takes orders from me and Hecate and Lilith. He don't listen to you. So you're not going to do women like that. I can tell you that right now. We're going to get it out in the open right now, you disgusting, perverse ass men. You're going to cut that out. Basically, Fulan Devai, after she did that, of course, the Indian courts threw her in prison. She was in prison for probably upwards to 20 years, but when they let her out, she is highly honored as Durga in India, and they made her president until she was assassinated. This is recent. This is recent. This happened to this woman in India in the 1980s. So you men need to get it together. And any of you men sitting up there treating a woman like that, you are disgraceful. You are dishonorable. And you will always be destroyed by the divine feminine, the dark goddess, the light goddess, the gray goddess, the red goddess. Every goddess, the universe is going to destroy you because we don't like your type. And I don't care if there's misconstrued women that like you. We don't like you. Those women don't matter. And they have no power. You disgusting men that degrade women. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, and you are ashamed. You should walk and live in shame, and you should pay. Why was there times where I felt like I was not exactly like her? No. But I felt like when these disgusting people posted revenge porn of me to these websites where these people could go and view me, why did I feel like I was walking with Fulan Devai? And why did it not make me feel weak, but it made me feel stronger? Even though all of the women that should have been protecting me went against me, and they should be ashamed of themselves because I never deserved nothing like that. So you see, a lot of these people, they have no power, no sword, no staff, no nothing. They have nothing. They have nothing. And they are nothing. Okay? Just FYI. Every single disgusting male that has sexually harassed me, my daughters spoke ill on my family, you are not going to survive my wrath because you need to learn a better way of treating and regarding women. And if you don't like it too damn bad, take your sorry ass somewhere else. Go to a planet where women don't exist, and hon. And it's sad because even though a lot of these women don't have enough sense to stand up and protect themselves, I do. It's sick and it's sad. And a lot of these men will be doing stuff like this at the behest of a confused ass diabolical woman who herself has no power as a woman. Very mentally ill and deranged. And you think you got something off over on me trying to turn somebody literally my entire life. I have not had that many sexual partners. I have not been compromised in that way. My parents actually protected me, actually did a good job. Try to disgrace my parents, try to disgrace my grandmother, try to disgrace my children, and then you gonna come on here and you gonna turn me into a whore. It will be a cold goddamn day in hell for you, hon. Okay, and I'm not saying that here's the thing about it. I'm not against prostitutes. I'm sorry, I don't want to call you I'm not against sex workers. I'm not against that. I am just not one of them. I don't understand this obsession. This is one of the reasons why I don't listen to rap music that is disrespectful to women, because it's very triggering, and it's low value, it's low class. I don't like it, because when you think about the word hoe, to me, I don't know why that goes back to slavery for me. And I just, and then I don't even have any hangups about that. Like, I'm not upset, in this lifetime. um I truly believe that I was brought into this world to bring about healing and peace to the masses. I'm not here to continue on this spiritual war, but then when I was, when I noticed that my own black people were in on this conspiracy to try to make sure that I didn't own land and was violating me, I realized that race has nothing to do with it, really, honestly. And it's been very disappointing seeing black people that operate this way. And I am going to ask all black people, I am going to say to all black people that if you see black folk doing stuff like that, they are not in a position of power. They are in a position of weakness, and you should not follow them. Don't follow behind somebody that does that. Stick with somebody that's neutral. Because right now, the even the people that are on the internet, what I'm dealing with is black people that are trying to get vengeance on other blacks that are light skinned, is one of them. So these people, if you're light skinned and you're black, you're automatically ugly. But then again, they're also trying to get back at white people for something. But then there's white people that want to be slave owners, that are and they're perverted and all of that bullshit, and that has nothing to do with my life or my experience in life. When you look closely at these people, it's very weird to have a Karen, a couple of Karens following me around. And but what do I need to feel bad for saying that? I mean, my goodness gracious, this is weird. And y'all know it is. And any Caucasian person, that's worth their salt is sitting there wondering, well, what is it? Jamila's not even. I don't even have any quarrels with white people whatsoever. I have white ancestors that I work with every single day. They are from Ireland. And I have every right to be a neutral party in this situation, because at my company, it's all about who done it, what for, and why, and how can we get things back on track with you. The rest of that stuff that is old and a part of history, yes, I did speak about the Trail of Tears. Absolutely. That was, I'm going to tell you something. Rahu and K2, which I believe is hanging out around Saturn and the moon. It's a shadow planet that does bring in this stuff. And see, this is the reason why people are experiencing as well as being possessed by their past life. I'm really excited about what's coming up for Pluto in retrograde, because Pluto in retrograde is speaking about past life regression too, right? So the reason why I even spoke about the Trail of Tears is because I personally was going through dealing with that past life. When I dealt with that past life, everything began to come through. Everything. Bam, bam, bam. So when it comes to coming to people and getting these ratings, let me tell you something. The reason why these people are doing spells for you and it's not working is because they're not looking at the broad spectrum and the entire picture of what is happening with you. You don't hear none of them talking about the past life when they should be. That's what's affecting everybody. I don't know if it's because of CERN. Maybe it's because of CERN's machines as to why people's past lives seem to be coming through. I personally think that when your enemies do curses on you using fire or water or flames, I think that the past life can manifest itself. They can pull that in. And trust me, some of them are doing it on purpose, but sometimes it's happening randomly. So when I read the tarot, I'm reading the tarot. And that's why I will always stand behind the tarot. These people that come out here and be like, well, I don't need the cards to read. It's like you just don't know how much richness and wealth and value is in reading those damn cards. Because when I look at your cards, especially if I get 666 or all sixes, girl, baby, you got some stuff coming in from the past life. Now I know how to handle the situation. And I know how to handle it properly. Okay, because past life does affect people if you have one. Okay, so that's just what it is, and people want to look at me like I'm crazy, and it's like, well, you're only saying that because I said it. Why don't you mind your own business and let my clients benefit from my knowledge and quit being an asshole? And what they'll do is they'll take my teachings, which I ain't taught you nothing. I ain't even tipped I ain't even shit, I ain't told you nothing really, just by mentioning it. And it will take my knowledge, will try to take my knowledge and go and use it and then try to spit in my face. And that's not right for you to do that. And I see a lot of people doing that to me. And they just, for some reason, this is the reason why I rock solo dolo, baby. I don't need no damn group of people. When I erect my coven, that's a different story. But my coven is going to be very select. I mean, I'm talking about two. It'll probably only be three of us because I'm going to make that selection very carefully. I got to have people that are solid, and I'm looking for certain people of certain calibers when it comes to my coven. I do not want people that are in my coven. First of all, if you're in a coven, there's going to be certain witchy aspects of yourself that have to be very strong. I can't have people in my coven that are susceptible to possession and don't know anything about possession. And then also, you have to be loyal because the information that I have and the knowledge that I've gotten from all of my deities and spirits, I don't want you going back telling people. That's top secret. It was so far what I've seen is people. These people supposed to be witches and spiritualists sending spies to get information from me, and that ain't right either. Because even if you had information, doesn't mean that you necessarily know how to use it. So information ain't shit. And if you were a real bona fide or even vetted to even do something like that, you wouldn't even have to do that. I couldn't believe it. Like people being sent to my company to get information from me and these missionaries and stuff. And I'm thinking, what the fuck? This is Like only something that would happen to a black or a brown person. It's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? When my spirits is serious as a heart attack about what it is that I'm doing and about where I'm going with all of this. They are serious as a heart attack. And you can bet your bottom dollar that God that you speak of all the time is overseeing all of it. So I feel very protected and loved by God. I don't have a relationship with God where he is punishing me for some shit I didn't do, or either just for being a woman. And I would never be with a man or be berated by a man that would connect me with those kinds of gods. Are you crazy? No. So you can try to perpetrate a fraud all you want. You have no connection with me. You have no control or power over me. You don't even have control or power over yourself, because look at what your worship has done. And I'd say that Jesus has left the building a long time ago, because your behavior is not even is so repulsively on the opposite side of Jesus that it's ridiculous. Okay. And people don't have to listen to you just because you cool with this person, or you cool with that person, or you cool with this person. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, this dude that's running around here trying to control me, to me, I think that his biggest ally would have been me, but he was too stupid to see it. Now you're trying to convince people that you're Billy Badass and you got all this power, but the people that you hang around laughed at you when you almost died. That same man whose ass that you're kissing, sweetie, and we all know who I'm talking about. He literally video recorded you, put it out to the public where you had just gotten your ass beat and embarrassed you and humiliated you. And you expect people to respect you just simply because, and who are these people that are respecting you? A bunch of damn low lives? And you got something over on me? Because you so weak that you bowing down to a man that literally exposed you, put you out there. And I guess you supposed to be Jesus all over again, right? You supposed to be Jesus, where you're consistently bowing down to these people that betrayed you when you almost died. And we all know that you almost died. All of my spirits know it. In fact, we the ones that healed you. And then you got the nerve and the audacity to come on here and perpetrate a fraud and disrespect me, the person that healed your brain after you almost died, bumped your head on the concrete. And you gonna come on here and say your children are peasants and they ain't shit, after we made sure mistakenly, apparently, that your children didn't lose their father, and your family is gonna disgrace my family? I don't think so. Because I told you a long time ago to use the court system to get those people, and you decided I'm a thug and I'm not snitching. Okay, well, then go and be a thug then. You can't play both sides. You can't be a dirty, low-lifed thug and a damn king of opulence and wealth and status. It ain't gonna never happen. You trying to shame me, and you literally cool with all the people that laughed at you, that literally I never forget back when that fight happened. I remember speaking to that person, lighting healing candles for that person, and I remember that person almost dying. And you gonna come on here and you gonna shame me after you too weak of a man to stand up to people that literally wanted you to die? Trust me, all of that negative energy, I warded off of this person. So you owe me your life. And what you need to do is pay me for them services that I provided you for real. That's what you need to do. You owe me thousands of dollars, buddy. I don't owe you nothing. And we all know who I'm talking about. Don't none of those women over there you dealing with got the capability to heal? I healed you. And you gonna come and talk crazy about my babies. You gonna talk crazy about my babies and my family, and then trying to act like I'm the one that don't appreciate people. Boy, you could barely talk. You could barely talk after what happened to you. And you had swelling on the brain that we got rid of, all that stuff. Literally supported you through that whole process, and now you cool with all these people that laughed at you, and I was the one person that didn't. So I don't even want to hear that mess, man. He need to shut up and sit down, and he needs to show me the utmost respect and honor. Unless your family didn't really want you to live through that, hell, that person was on the phone with me for days. And I shouldn't have done it because, as you can see, that person ain't doing nothing but disgracing me. Again, when I healed his stomach years ago, he didn't want to give me no credit for that either. I said, well, I don't know what's wrong with this person. So it is what it is. He owes me every goddamn penny that he has. Shit, and y'all can't change that. You can't change the truth into a lie. The truth is just the truth. Whether or not he deserved the healing or not, he still got it. So that person should be appreciative to me because that person was definitely on the phone with me. Literally, I healed him. I can use it for advertisement. Got beat up real bad, hit his head on the concrete, probably did factually have a concussion, did not go to the doctor. And literally the next day, I had him up and cleaning out his garage on the phone with me for hours, and then came back to this platform to disgrace me even more. Please, child. I don't even want to hear it. And truth be told, all those people that you got over there attacking me, part of the reason why they hate me so much is because they know intuitively that I'm the one that saved your ass. And since I saved your ass and I didn't let you die out there in the streets, you need to do better and do better with your time and your life before I no longer can justify the healing work that I did for you that kept your black ass alive. Folk mad at me. They like, damn, this bitch sat up here and saved this evil tyrant. Now you being an evil tyrant towards me. Running around here. I don't even want to hear it. Yeah, ain't nothing you can say. You need to be hitting up my Cashapp every day when you get extra money. These are the things that people don't want to talk about on YouTube. If y'all remember when he had that fight with that dude over, and I'm not mentioning their names, but we know who I'm talking about. When he had that fight over in Columbus, Georgia, first of all, on the way home, he kept falling asleep at the wheel. And Spirit said, keep calling him because he's going to kill somebody because he was drunk as hell. After he got beat up, he was even more drunkety. He could barely drive. He kept falling asleep at the wheel. And Spirit said, keep calling him, make sure he don't kill nobody on that highway. How did he miraculously make it back home? I wonder how. It's because I sat on the phone with him for 3 hours to make sure that he didn't kill somebody with his silly ass. Number one. Number two, when he got home, and he was arguing with me, trying to wish death on me. I don't give a fuck about your death wishes. Boy, you can't never wish death on me. You ain't got no power of your tongue or your ass like that. You better sit your ass down before I make change, little boy. You ain't got no power to speak no damn death over me or nobody that I love. Are you stupid? And anyway, earlier that day, he was wishing death on me. I was like, boy, bye. I was like, shit. I said, Went right down there, promptly got his ass whooped. And Spirit said, go ahead and heal him. So the next day, he on the phone with me. I'm showing him I think I lit a green and a blue candle for him and healed him. And he brought his black ass right back on this platform and began to disgrace me. And what the fuck? You think as somebody that had the power to heal, you got to worry about you? You's a damn lie. You ain't nothing but a liar and a fraud. And you ran out of chances with me. I don't know why. For some reason, I don't know if it was his ancestors. I kind of think it was his ancestors. We ain't gonna talk about the ancestors. Um, we went ahead and it was probably because of those kids, and these people will rear their kids up to attack my kids. It's sad. It's sad and it's disgraceful that your children even have you as parents. And then trying to make it seem like because I live in a hotel until we get back home, that I should be judged because of that. Boy, bye. Boy, bye. You need to change your ways and quit acting stupid before something really does happen to you. Because you know what? That brain injury that you acquired during that fight, I can put it right back on you. So he owes me tens of thousands of dollars, is what I'm telling y'all. So he can't, you begging money from me. No, actually, you owe me money. And I even told him, I said, you're going to have to pay me for this. I will. I'm always here to help you. See, people like that, they know a healer's power. And what they'll do is they'll use us and then misuse us. And that's all he did. So can't nobody on here come and say I was begging from them. He tried to tell people I was begging from them. Like, boy, bye. You owe me thousands of dollars. Because I could have let him die. He was almost dead. If it wasn't for my spirits, they wouldn't have picked him up off of that sidewalk where he had busted his head. Then got the nerve to come on here and then amongst all your enemies going, yeah, fuck that bitch. And his enemies are like, yeah, because she saved your black ass and we hate you. I mean, I ain't never seen somebody do stupid stuff like that before in my life. And that is 1,000,000% the truth. That person owes me a deep apology. But he's too narcissistic. So, it is what it is. He's way too narcissistic to admit to that. And it's like, well, go ahead and be a stupid idiot and a stupid fool then. And anywho, he don't have no connection with my energy or my power. A lot of them try to go on their platforms and say they a guru, they a healer. None of them have access. You want Jamila's energy and healing, you got to come straight to Jamila. There is no middleman, okay? There is no middleman. Okay? So that's pretty much it. That's how I want to end this. On that note, I gotta go. Again, my reading prices are scrolling. I look forward to those of you guys that are going to purchase readings that have nothing to do with it. Honestly, that group of people, I don't use them for advertisement. But, this is kind of like my third time revealing that, hello, this person owes me money for healing them when somebody almost killed them. He almost got killed. He almost killed himself the way he stood up and stumbled and busted his head. Boy, bye. And that person can't say nothing to me except for I apologize, I'm sorry, and what can I do for you? because you did for me what nobody else would do. Now it's sad that it didn't give him a new lease on life. He's still an asshole and a damn tyrant. And he knows I'll tell him that to his damn face. Nobody's scared of that person. You receive that kind of love from a real woman. Are you insane? Anyway, y'all, I gotta go. I'll see y'all later. Love you guys. Bye.